Sausage Party Foodtopia. I was finally able to watch the full season. And this is a very short season. But I really did not try to rush through this season because I did not like this show. Like, I genuinely did not like this show. And now, if you saw my review for Sausage Party, I didn't love that movie. And I reviewed it because the show was coming out and I wanted to review this show. But I at least appreciate what that movie was going for with some of its, like, religious commentary, some political commentary in it. And also and it being more than just a raunchy piece of entertainment. While that was there and some of it worked for me, whatever. Also, it was a very unique movie for the time it came out and what it was parodying and why that movie was a smash hit as it was. Because that movie was actually a pretty big deal the year it came out for multiple reasons. But it didn't really. It was very. Though I think everybody had a very like, oh, we're bringing this back for a series. I think it's just the reality is like they wanted to make a sequel. They didn't feel confident enough for a sequel, and they also didn't want to put the money in for a sequel. So we get this show, and this show is just shitty. It is the worst aspects of that original movie, which is the raunchy humor. There's a whole subplot about a character going up a human's ass to control him. And this is a ongoing storyline throughout the entire season of the show. If you don't think that joke's funny, you won't like this show. And that's a lot of the humor in this show. And it really doesn't have anything deeper to say other than unity is good and violence is never the answer. Which I kind of feel like is a great message in current political times right now with, the Trump assassination attempt this weekend. People in America being very upset about that. So seeing the end of the season and you get to that episode where Frank gives his little speech or whatever as a character. But, like, it's not like that deep. It's just kind of there, a thing that they say. But for the most part, that wasn't like an overarching theme of the season. It was just kind of there. So for me, I just watched this show, and most of the show is just raunchy sex jokes, humor. None of it's funny. There's a song where there's the song Barracuda, and they play that song, but I think that they change it to tuna, like tuna can, and that there's just fucking lazy ass jokes in this show, and also the animation is worse because of course it's a TV show, but I feel like where a normal animation downgrade, like it wouldn't really bother me that much. I feel like for this show it bothers me a little bit, not a whole lot, but it definitely does. I think it's because the animation for Sausage Party never looked good in the first place. Like, the characters in Sausage Party, like I mentioned this in my review, when Seth Rogen's character literally started speaking, it shocked me to hear Seth Rogen's voice out of that character. Because I knew he was in the movie, but his character design did not match that design of that character, and that's just bad character design. And I think that's a lot of this movie, and I think that's really shown off in the show, but I don't know, the only people I would recommend this show to is if you're a super hardcore Sausage Party fan, and like you love that movie, like you've rewatched it multiple times, like maybe you saw it multiple times in theaters, watch this show. You'll enjoy it. But other than that, don't fucking watch this show. It's lazy ass shit. It is really lazy ass nonsense. It is just raunchy humor, and sex jokes, which is fine. I don't really have anything against that type of humor if it, has a purpose and is well written, and that's not the case with this show. I did not like this show. I hated it. Do not waste your time with it. Fuck this show. I do not say that lightly. Fuck this show.